Hi everyone, welcome back to GK Today. I am Sia and very good morning. So here we are discussing the most important current affairs of 8th and 9th of June 2025, and the topics that we are discussing including CKS version 2.0 portal, icebreaker missile, World Wealth Report, recently added wetlands, that is menar-and-khichan, one of the 6 organ of the UN is in news, that is ECOSOC. We will discuss its update. Vande-ganga initiative, National Agriculture Renewable Energy Conference, major report by the UNESCO, India's first variable speed pumped storage plant, ECI updates, a major hydropower project from Nicaragua, the World Health Organization updates, a recent homestay policy. In sports news, we will discuss Women's Asia Cup Hockey 2025, state government efforts, that is Rajiv Gandhi Van Samvardhan Yojana, and major campaigns by the Ministry of Environment, the recent sanctuary news, that is Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary, and environment statistic report, and a major summit on a spiritual and wellness summit. And recently WTO is also in news just because of an agreement, and here we go. But first of all, we will discuss the answer of the last day quiz, and it is the first one. Which countries were elected along with India to UN Economic and Social Council from the Asia Pacific group? And these countries are India, China, Lebanon, and Turkmenistan. So recently, the External Affairs Minister, that is S. Jaishankar, announced that India has been elected to the United Nations Economic and Social Council for the 26-28 term. And India was elected from the Asia Pacific States group, which has 4 seats only, along with Lebanon, Turkmenistan, and the China. Overall, ECOSOC, it is in news. Basically, it is one of the UN 6 main organs. Its headquarters is located at New York in the United States. Its establishment year is 1945, right? So we are discussing the United Nations and the ECOSOC. We all know there are 6 main organs, the principal organs of the United Nations, and exactly they are the General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, the Trusteeship Council, the International Court of Justice, and the Secretariat. All of these headquarters except one is located at New York in United States, and that exceptional body is the International Court of Justice, because its headquarters, it is located at Hague in Netherlands, right? And recently International Court of Justice was in news because China has found an alternative of the International Court of Justice in its country, and that's why now we have an alternative, but its headquarters will be located at the China, right? And also the General Assembly, recently the new president of the General Assembly was elected, and basically she is from the German. Previously we have discussed in the last session, and that is the German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock. So recently former German Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock was elected President of the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, and that's why the General Assembly was also in news, right? So here we are discussing the ECOSOC. Recently there are 2 major current updates that is associated with ECOSOC and India. The first one is, recently India participated in the 20th UN Forum on Forest at New York in USA. It is important because UNFF, it is created in 2000 and by the ECOSOC to promote sustainable forest and management, and recently here India showcased its forest conservation efforts. So overall UNFF 2020, it is created by the ECOSOC, right? The second update of ECOSOC, and that is the Commission on Narcotic Drugs. It was in news because recently India selected to chair the 68th session of the Commission on Narcotic Drugs, and basically CND operates under the ECOSOC. So just because of the 68th session and India's involvement, the CND was in news, and it is functioned by the ECOSOC itself, right? Moving on, here we are discussing major current affairs that is related with the UN. A quick revision. International Day of United Nations Peacekeepers is observed annually on which day, and that is 29 May. The UN General Assembly has officially declared which day as World Fair Play Day, and that is 19 May. UN Forum and Forest, just discussed, was established by which organization, and that is ECOSOC. Its headquarters is at New York in USA. United Nations Day of Vesak, the host country is Vietnam. The English Day by the UN, and it is 23 April. UNSC headquarters, it is New York. And which country has been appointed to the United Nations ISAR for the period 25-27 in April 2025, and that is India itself. So recently, India's selection reflects its credibility in financial reporting and corporate governance through the United Nations ISAR. Basically, ISAR, it focuses on global accounting standards and transparent and the corporate financial, and overall India selected for UN Intergovernmental Working Group of Experts on ISAR for 25-27, and that's why this wasn't news. Basically, ISAR works under the UNCTAD, United Nations Conference on Trade and Development. Moving on to the next one. Which country has partnered with the World Health Organization to launch a humanitarian initiative on Socotra-Island? So recently a major collab between the WHO and a country, and that country is the UAE, United Arab Emirates, for humanitarian assistance at the Socotra Island. And basically Socotra Island is the territory of the Yemen, and it is located in the Indian Ocean nearby the Horn of Africa. So recently the UAE and the World Health Organization have launched a 2-year humanitarian initiative to fight severe malnutrition on Yemen's Socotra Island. Basically, from last few years, Socotra Island facing a health emergency with a global acute malnutrition rate of 10.9% and severe acute malnutrition rate of 1.6% among children under 5, and that's why WHO is working with UAE to support and to provide the humanitarian assistance to the Socotra Island, and that's why this question was in news, right? Basically, here we are discussing the WHO, World Health Organization. Its headquarters, it is located at Geneva in Switzerland. Presently, its DG, that is Tedros Adhanom. So, point to be remembered, Tedros Adhanom, the DG of the WHO. The founding year of the WHO is 1948, and the date is 7th of April, and that's why annually we celebrate 7th of April as World Health Day, right? Moving on, the next one, here we are discussing the major places in news update, and that is Philadelphia corridor, which was seen in news, is located along the border of Gaza in which country, and the other country is Egypt. And Falkland Island are located in which ocean, and that is South Atlantic Ocean. Kinshasa city, just because due to flood, and it is the capital of which country? Democratic Republic of country. So point to be remember, Kinshasa city, it is the capital of DRC. Kursk region, it is located in Russia. Kilauea volcano, it is a part of US. Scarborough Shoal, it is located in South China Sea. Rim Naval Base, it is located in Cambodia. Recently, a collab between Cambodia and China to form a major naval base in the Gulf of Thailand, and that is Rim Naval Base. Moving on, the next one. Which country has become the 101st World Trade Organization member to accept the agreement on fishery subsidies? So recently WTO, a major organization of United Nations, was in news because recently a Central American country, and that is Nicaragua, has become the 101st World Trade Organization member to accept the agreement on fisheries subsidies. Basically, this agreement aims to ban subsidies that promote illegal and overfishing practices, right? And at the the agreement, the fisheries subsidies agreement, its establishment year, the founding year, basically at the 12th ministerial conference, that is MC12 of the World Trade Organization, held in Geneva in some June 2022. Ministers adopted the agreement on fisheries subsidies by the consensus, right? So this agreement sets new binding global rules to stop harmful subsidies that support illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. And for this, fisheries subsidies agreement is here, and that is by the World Trade Organization, and recently joined by the Nicaragua, a Central American country. It shared its boundary with the Honduras, where recently the India has dispatched a humanitarian assistance, right? Moving on, here we are discussing the World Trade Organization, the WTO. The headquarters of WTO, basically it is located at the same location, and that is the Geneva, Switzerland, and there is an agreement that is related with the WTO, and that is the Marrakesh Agreement. So with the help of Marrakesh Agreement, the WTO was founded on 1st of January 1995, replacing the General Agreement on Tariff and Trade 1948, right? Overall, the total member of WTO, and that is 166 presently, the current members of the World Trade Organization, right? Here we are revising some other organization that was in news, including ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States, right? Its headquarters, it is located at Abuja in Nigeria, and its total member states, basically 12 countries are the member of the ECOWAS, a major communal organization from the Western Africa, right? The second one is the Asian Development Bank. Currently, its headquarters is located at Manila in Philippines. Its total member countries are 69 and formed in some 19th of December 1966, and currently its president is Masato Kanda. His name is very important, a recent appointment, the president of Asian Development Bank, and that is Masato Kanda, right? Moving on, the next one, Enga 3 hydropower project was recently seen in news. Is located in which country? So a major hydropower project, and basically it is associated with the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, whose capital is Kinshasa City, right? So recently the World Bank has approved $250 million for the Enga 3 hydropower project in the Democratic Republic of Congo, despite global civil society concerns. The Enga 3 hydropower project, it is located in the Democratic Republic of Congo on the Congo River, and it is a part of a larger Enga hydropower series, that is Enga 1, that began in 1972, and the Enga 2, and that began in some 1982, right? And now the World Bank providing the financial aid for the development of the Enga 3, and that's why this question was in news. Overall, the Enga 3 project, it is a run of the river system hydropower project in the Africa continent. Moving on, here we are revising some major hydropower projects in news, and that are the Pakaldul hydropower project, basically it is associated with Jammu and Kashmir. The Atalin hydroelectric project, it is associated with Arunachal Pradesh. The Upper Siang hydropower project, it is in Arunachal Pradesh, and world's largest hydropower dam on the Brahmaputra river, and recently it was approved by the China. Now a question for you, recently India also proposed a major hydropower dam on the Brahmaputra river to counter the China's hydropower project, and you have to answer that project name in the comment box. Korluchu hydropower project, which was seen in news, is located in which country? And that country is Bhutan. Shannon hydropower project, and it is from the Himachal Pradesh. Moving on, the next one. What is the name of the new digital platform introduced by the Election Commission of India for real-time voter turnout reporting? And that is ECI Net. So the Election Commission of India launched the ECI Net app for real-time voter turnout reporting. Overall, the main objective of ECI NAT, basically it is an integrated mobile application that combines over 40 internal apps used by the ECI. So now presiding officers update voter turnout, can update voter turnout every 2 hours directly from polling station using this app. So overall, this new system will remove the need for manual data relay through sector or returning officers, and overall it will improve the trust relationship between the ECI and the citizens of India. Here we are discussing the Election Commission of India. So, what is the constitutional article under which the Election Commission of India is established? And that is Article 324. Its establishment year, and that is 1950. And who was the first CEC of India? And that is Sukumar Sen. Now, you have to mention the present CEC of Election Commission of India in the comment box. Moving on, the next one. What is the primary object of the CCARES version 2.0 portal launched by the Coal Ministry? So recently the Coal Ministry launched the CCARES version 2.0, a new portal of the Coal Mines Provident Fund organization. So basically this portal is to improve the efficiency of the PF and the pension for the workers that is associated with the coal. So, the Coal Ministry launched the CCARES version 2.0 with the support from the State Bank of India. The portal enhances the efficiency and transparency in PF services, allowing real-time claim tracking and direct transfer to workers' account. And the Coal Ministry, its recent cabinet minister, and that is the G. Kishan Reddy. Moving on, the next one. Menar-and-khichan-wetlands that were recently seen in news are located in which state? So recently added 2 Ramsar sites in news, and basically they are from Rajasthan. The first one is Menar from the Udaipur district, and the second one is Khichan from the Phalodi district of the Rajasthan. So the Union Ministry of Environment, whose cabinet minister is Bhupendra Yadav, recently declared 2 new Ramsar sites in Rajasthan, Menar and the Khichan. And now India has a total of 91 Ramsar sites, right? The last added Ramsar site that was from the Jharkhand, and that is the Udhwa Lake. And overall, what year was the Ramsar Convention on Wetland signed? And that is 1971. Its major focus is to protect the wetland sites overall India. Moving on, the next one. Where was the National Agriculture and Renewable Energy Conference held? So a major summit in news on agriculture to connect the renewable energy with the agriculture, and for that the summit was organized in New Delhi by the Ministry of Agriculture, whose cabinet minister is Shivraj Singh Chauhan. Basically, the event focused on promoting renewable energy in agriculture. Moving on, the next one. A major report in news. The Global Education Monitoring Report 24-25 was released by which organization? And recently, it was published by the UNESCO, the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization, right? So, basically, this report shows that gender gap in education still exists across the world, including India. Basically, I will discuss 2 major points of this report. The first one, globally, boys lag behind girls in reading, with only 87 boys reaching minimum proficiency for every 100 of girls. The second point, in middle income countries, the gap is wider, with just 72 boys achieving reading standards for every 100 of girls, right? And in India, women are still underrepresented in educational leadership role. So a report in education by the UNESCO. Overall, we are discussing the UNESCO. Basically, its headquarters, it is located at Paris in France. Its founding year is 1945. The date is 16th of November. And currently, there are 194 member states of the UNESCO, right? And its DG is his name is also important. Audrey Azoulay is the current DG of the UNESCO. Basically, she is a female, Audrey Azoulay. She is a French public servant and DG of UNESCO. Moving on, the next one. Where is India's first variable speed pumped storage plant located? And it is located in Uttarakhand. The district is the Tehri Gharwal district of Uttarakhand. So, India's first variable speed pumped storage plant has started commercial operations at Tehri in Uttarakhand. Basically, it includes a 250 megawatt unit as part of a larger 1000 megawatt hydropower project. So its total capacity is 1000 megawatt, and basically it's a pumped storage plant. The project was executed by the THDC India Limited, a public sector company under the Ministry of Power, right? So under the Ministry of Power, a major project from the Uttarakhand, and that is the variable speed pumped storage plant. Moving on, the next one. Icebreaker missile was developed by which country? And that country is Israel. So recently icebreaker missile is in news because India is planning to procure this from the Israel. So the Indian Air Force is planning to acquire the icebreakers missiles from Israel. Basically, it is a long-range air-launched cruise missile with precision guidance and autonomous capabilities, and it is developed by the Rafael Advanced Defense System, a leading Israeli defense company. And the missile can be deployed from various platforms including jet fighters, helicopters, small ships, light attack aircrafts, ground vehicles, small ships, and many others. So a missile from Israel, and we will purchase, and that's why we will purchase. The Indian Air Force is planning to purchase, and that's why this was in news. Moving on, the next one, a major report, and that is the World Wealth Report 2025, and basically it was launched by the Capgemini Research Institute. Basically, this report shows India had some 3,78,810 millionaires in 2024 with total wealth of $1.5 trillion, and India's high net worth individual wealth rose by some 8.8% with strong gains in the millionaires next door segment. So overall, the data from the India was highlighted in this report, and that's why it was in news, and it is published by the Capgemini Research Institute, right? So the report covering 71 countries shows the US leading in wealth growth, with India and Japan leading in Asia Pacific. Moving on, the next one, which is state government has launched the Vande-Ganga water conservation campaign. So a major campaign, Vande-Ganga water conservation, and it is launched by the Rajasthan CM, and that is the Bhajan Lal Sharma on 5th of June, because 5th of June celebrated as the World Environment Day annually. We celebrate the World Environment Day on 5th of June annually, right? The campaign will run till 20th of June to raise public awareness and promote water saving efforts across all 41 districts. So a major campaign from Rajasthan, that is Vande-Ganga. Moving on, the next one, a major policy which a state government has approved, the homestay policy 2530 to promote tourism in rural and tribal areas, and that is by the Chhattisgarh. The Chhattisgarh, whose CM is the Vishnudev Sai, and its capital is the Raipur. So recently the Chhattisgarh government has approved the Chhattisgarh Homestay Policy 2530 to promote tourism in rural and tribal areas. Basically, this policy focuses on Bastar and Sarguja, which are tribal dominated region rich in natural beauty and biodiversity. It was launched during ongoing anti-Naxal operations in the Maoist affected Bastar region. Basically, we all know there is a left-wing extremism cases in the region of Chhattisgarh, Bijapur, and currently many operations was launched to tackle them, including the Operation Sankalp and the Operation Black Forest. Overall, the policy promotes tribal culture through homestays and handicrafts. Moving on, the next one, The next is, which country is the host of Women's Asia Cup Hockey 2025? So the host country is China. So the schedule for the Women's Asia Cup Hockey 2025 has been announced, and the tournament will be held in Hangzhou, China from 5th to 14th of September. And the Indian women's hockey team will start their campaign against Thailand on 5th of September. Basically, India is in Pool B with Japan, Thailand and Singapore, while Pool A includes China, Korea, Malaysia and Chinese Taipei, right? So, the Women's Asia Cup Hockey in its host country is China. Moving on, the next one, which is state government has launched the Rajiv Gandhi Van Samvardhan Yojana. So, a major scheme by the state government in that state is Himachal Pradesh to boost environmental conservation and public participation in forest management. Basically, it aims to increase green cover by planting fruit-bearing trees on barren forest land and create jobs for local people, right? Also, the green adoption scheme was also launched with this Yojana, the Rajiv Gandhi, by the Himachal Pradesh. Moving on, the next one. What is the name of the campaign launched by the Union Education Minister on World Environment Day to promote environmental awareness? So, we celebrate 5th of June as World Environment Day annually. And recently, the Union Education Minister, that is Dharmendra Pradhan, launched the Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam 2.0 campaign by planting a sapling in New Delhi to promote environmental awareness on World Environment Day, right? A special module and websites were also launched along with a web portal to monitor eco club activities under a mission, and that is Lifestyle for Environment Mission Life. Overall, this campaign allies with the Mission Life, and it is launched by the Education Minister, and the name is Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam 2.0 to promote sustainable development. Moving on to the next one. A recent wildlife sanctuary, and that is the Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary, and it is located in the state of Andhra Pradesh. So, experts from the Wildlife Institute of India, Dehradun, recently radio collared 3 endangered fishing cats in Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary. First of its type initiative, the collaring of fishing cats, and recently had done in Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary. Basically, Koringa Wildlife Sanctuary is located in Andhra Pradesh, and this is the first time in India that fishing cats have been collared to study their home range, breeding, prey and the behavior. Overall, it is the part of Godavari estuary where the Koringa River meets the Bay of Bengal in Kakinada district of the Andhra Pradesh. Moving on, the next one. Which ministry released the 8th edition of Envy States India's 2025 Environment Statistics? So, a recent report by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, its 8th edition basically, the Envy States India 2025 Environmental Statistics, during a nationwide workshop in New Delhi. Basically, the report follows the framework for the development of environment statistics 2030 and compiles data from various ministries and the department, right? So, overall, it follows the development of environment statistics, and that's why it was in news. The report, and that is by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Basically, as per this report, the highest government expenditure was on the environment sustainability sector with rupees 2,433.24 crore in 21-22 financial year. The publication includes data on Ramsar sites, population access to electricity, transport, sanitation and environmental temperature changes. Moving on, the next one and the last question of the day. Which city hosted the Spiritual and Wellness Summit 2025 to promote ancient traditions and modern health practices? So recently the summit, it was organized in Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh on June 5. So Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh hosted the Spiritual and Wellness Summit to promote ancient tradition and modern health practices. And overall, for the mental wellness, the summit was planned by the Madhya Pradesh. Moving on, so here we have done the analysis of 20 questions of the daily 20 MCQ series of GK Today. I hope you have found it useful and productive. And finally, wrapping up this session and the quiz of the day, it is associated with the international current affair in news, and please answer them in the comment box. You can analyze your performance on daily basis by answering this quiz.